Welcome, collectors and curious minds, to another deep dive into the hidden treasures of numismatics. Today, we crack open a seemingly ordinary pocket coin that's causing serious waves in the collectors' market, the UK, to new pence coin from 1981, especially those with a mysterious copper shade and in exceptional condition. Stick around because what looks like small change might just be worth big dollars in today's auction market. Let's rewind for a moment. In 1971, the United Kingdom moved to a decimal currency system. Out went the old pounds, shillings, and pence, and in came the new system we use today. As part of that transition, the two new pence coin was introduced, struck in bronze, with a diameter of 25.9 millimeters and weighing 7.12 grams. The coin features the crown badge of the Prince of Wales on the reverse, and a young Queen Elizabeth II on the obverse, the work of designer Arnold Machen. But what makes the 1981 issue so intriguing? It's not just age, it's all about rarity, condition, composition, and that curious coppery tone. The 1981 2p coin is not the rarest by mintage. Over 400 million were struck that year. But let's get into numismatic nuance. Many of these coins were heavily circulated, scratched, corroded, or simply lost. But a 1981 2p in uncirculated, mint, or near mint condition, that's another story. Especially one with a rich copper hue, not your typical bronze or darker tone. These high-quality specimens are turning heads among collectors. Why? Because they're either unusually well-preserved, possibly early strikes, or maybe even mint errors or composition variants. And when a collector sees something out of the ordinary, the hunt is on. In numismatics, condition is king. The 1981 2p in mint state 65 or higher. That's gold for collectors. Clean surfaces, full detail, no bag marks, no fingerprints, just luster and clarity. A copper tone 2p in this condition can stand out in auctions, especially if it looks like it came out of the Royal Mint yesterday. Could some 1981 2p coins have been struck on the wrong planchette, say on a copper planchette instead of bronze? Or could environmental exposure have altered its surface? Coin experts debate this, but some auction houses have described copper tone 2p coins as possible transition errors or unique toning variants, increasing demand. In short, if your coin has a unique shade, don't dismiss it. It may not be an error, but its eye-catching appearance alone can drive interest and value. Now for the part you've been waiting for: market value. While most 1981 2p coins are only worth face value or dollars in circulated condition, exceptional examples have sold for $50,000 to $1,000. Even up to $1 million in online marketplaces, depending on shade, luster, and grading. One particularly brilliant uncirculated copper shade, 1981 2p, fetched over 65,000 United States dollars on a niche collector site because two bidders simply wouldn't let it go. And remember, it's not always about rarity. Sometimes it's about aesthetics, condition, and market timing. Think you've got a special 1981 2p? Here's what to do. Examine it closely, check for scratches, corrosion, and overall tone. Weigh it should be around 7.12 grams. Compare it to others online, especially sold listings. Consider getting it graded. PCGS or NGC can authenticate and slab your coin. List it on collector platforms, eBay, Numisbids, great collections, or UK-based auction sites. The 1981 UK to new pence coin may look like just another coin from the past, but under the right light and in the right condition, it tells a much bigger story. Whether you're a seasoned numismatist or just found this coin in a drawer, don't overlook its potential. Big value often hides in plain sight. Next up, the 1971 to new pence in its stunning copper shade, in fine condition and above. Is it just a common coin, or could it be hiding surprising value in today's auction market? Let's find out. To truly understand the importance of the 1971 to new pence, we need to rewind history a bit to the monumental moment of decimalization in the United Kingdom, which took place on February 15, 1971. In a move to modernize the economy, Britain switched from the old pounds, shillings, and pence system to a more straightforward system of 100 new pence to a pound. With this, a brand new series of coins was introduced, and among them was the now famous to new pence. This coin featured the badge of the Prince of Wales, 3 ostrich feathers, within a coronet, with a ribbon bearing the German motto Ich diene, meaning I serve the designer, Christopher Ironside, a notable figure in British coinage design. Let's talk about what makes this coin physically striking, especially in its copper shade. When first minted in 1971, the 2 new pence coin was made of bronze, a composition of 97% copper, 2.5% zinc, and 0.5% tin. This gave the coin a rich, warm copper hue, which many collectors now find extremely attractive, particularly in coins that have remained in fine to uncirculated condition over the decades. Many 1971 coins have lost their luster due to circulation, but when you find one with a bright coppery tone and clean surfaces, you're looking at something special. And here's where it gets interesting. Not all 2 new pence coins are created equal. Even though millions were minted, only a fraction still retain their full copper shine and sharp details. These are the coins that are now making waves in auction houses and private collections alike. So, how do you know if your 1971 to new pence is worth more than a cent? First, let's talk about coin grading, the process of determining a coin's condition, which significantly affects its value. Coins are typically graded on a scale from poor to mint state. If your coin shows minimal wear, still has its original copper glow and sharp design details, it might fall in the range of very fine, extremely fine, or even uncirculated or mint state. These higher grade coins are the ones fetching impressive prices today. And let's not forget, even though the 1971 to P was heavily circulated, coins in true mint state condition are increasingly hard to find, especially those stored away properly in the 1970s and untouched for decades. Now let's talk dollars. What is a high-quality 19712 new pence really worth today? At a basic level, circulated coins might go for anywhere between 45,000 United States dollars depending on condition. But the moment you step into fine to mint state territory, the numbers start climbing. That's right, in some auctions, especially when certified by grading companies like NGC or PCGS. A high-quality 1971 to P coin has reached up to $50,000 or more, and collectors are paying for the brilliance, the preservation, and sometimes even the shade, that vivid copper tone which reminds them of early decimal Britain. So why is there so much buzz around this coin? Here are some numismatic secrets you might not know about the 1971 2 new pence. Lustrous copper tone matters. The bronze composition oxidizes over time. A coin that still shines bright is extremely desirable. Look for sharpness in the Prince of Wales badge. The feather details and cornet clarity are grading indicators. Stored in original sets. Even better, some coins from 1971 mint sets are in pristine condition, worth a lot more than pocket change. New pence versus 2 pence confusion. Some believe new pence coins are errors, but in fact, ALL19711981 coins bore new pence. The change to 2 pence came in 1982. However, error coins with mismatched dates and inscriptions do exist and can be worth thousands. Certification boosts value. Consider getting high-grade coins professionally graded. A PCGS slab coin is far more trusted in international markets. It's a gateway coin into decimal era collecting. I started with this to P. Now I'm building a full 1971 set. Copper shade versions are stunning in a display case. While you're not likely to retire off one coin alone, high-grade examples can appreciate over time, especially as collectors look to complete decimal collections or search for coins from their birth year 1971. Being a popular birth year among today's collectors in their 50s, demand is growing. Supply of quality coins is shrinking. That's what we call a numismatic sweet spot. So next time you see a 1971 2 new pence coin, especially in fine or better condition, with that gorgeous copper tone, don't toss it in the change jar. You could be holding a piece of history and maybe a small treasure. Next up, the 1988 UK 2 pence coin. Not in mint condition, not shiny. Nope, we're talking about one that's in truly bad shape, discolored, corroded, coppery. But here's the twist: despite looking like it came out of a scrapyard, it may still have true numismatic value and, yes, even fetch a decent price in today's international coin auction markets. This coin may not look like much, but what if I told you it holds secrets only serious collectors know? Stick around. The British 2 pence coin was first introduced in 1971 during the decimalization of UK currency back then. It was made from bronze, a mix of copper, tin, and zinc. It was thick, heavy, and reddish in hue. But by the late 1990s, due to rising metal costs, the Royal Mint changed the composition to copper-plated steel. However, our spotlight today is on a coin minted in 1988, during the Bronze Era. In 1988, over 100 million 2p coins were minted, so yes, it's common, but numismatics is never just about quantity. It's about errors, metal variations, conditions, and market timing. Now let's zoom in. You might find a 1988 2p that appears lighter, redder, or unusually coppery compared to the typical dark bronze tone. This is what collectors refer to as a copper shade. Why does this happen? There are a few theories. Some believe it's a result of planchette anomalies, metal blanks that didn't mix properly. Others argue it's due to environmental exposure. The coin may have been buried, chemically exposed, or simply oxidized unevenly. While a damaged coin usually loses value, some examples of odd discoloration, when rare and unexplained, can attract collector interest, especially if the coin shows unique shades, patterns, or toning. So the coin is in bad condition, scratched, pitted, discolored. Does that make it worthless? Collectors primarily look for rarity, errors, and uniqueness. If your coin shows something unusual like a mistrike, a die crack off metal strike, or extreme toning, it could still fetch a premium. A truly unusual 1988 copper shade to P, even in poor condition, could get $63,000 from a niche beer. In high-profile numismatic auctions, if a coin is authenticated as a rare metal error or has historical significance, prices can rise dramatically, even reaching millions of dollars. Here's how to examine your 1988 to P coin to see if it's valuable. Use a magnifying glass to inspect the edges, rim, and lettering. Look for doubling, cracks, or ghosting. Weigh the coin. It should be 7.12 grams. Any major variation could mean a planchette error. Check metal tone under bright light. Is it uniform or oddly coppery in patches? Compare with a known good specimen from 1988. If you're unsure, submit to a coin grading service like NGC or PCGS. It costs money, but authentication adds serious credibility when selling. In 2025, coin collecting is booming online. Platforms like eBay, heritage auctions, and even TikTok lives are swarming with collectors trading coins daily. The average worn 1988 to P coin sells for pennies literally, but at a confirmed metal error or an unusual toning pattern, and suddenly you're in the game. Again, condition matters, but sometimes uniqueness overrides perfection. That's the magic of numismatics. So, is your old 1988 copper shade UK to P coin in terrible condition worth hundreds of dollars? Probably not, unless it has something rare about it. But is it worth checking out? Absolutely. Because sometimes, in the world of coins, even the ugliest duckling can turn into a golden goose. Next up, the 1998 UK 2-pence coin with a copper shade that sets it apart. If you're holding one in very fine condition, you might just be sitting on a surprisingly valuable numismatic gem. Let's start with some background. The UK 2-pence coin, introduced in 1971 during decimalization, is a staple in British coinage. Over the years, its composition has changed. Originally minted in bronze, a mix of copper, tin, and zinc, it was switched to copper-plated steel in 1990 due to rising metal costs. But here's the twist: in 1998, most to P coins should have been minted in copper-plated steel. However, there are anomalies. Certain coins appear to have that old, rich coppery tone, even though they're from a later date. Is this an error, a transitional variety, or just an exceptionally well-preserved coin? Let's dig in. First off, how do you identify a genuine copper shade 1998 2-pence coin? Here's what to look for. Date: 1998, below Queen Elizabeth II's portrait. Design: reverse features the badge of the Prince of Wales. 3 ostrich feathers encircled by a coronet. Color: rich copper tone, distinct from the duller orange hue of plated steel. Magnet test: use a magnet. If it's attracted to the magnet, it's copper-plated steel. If not, it might be bronze or a rare variety. Collectors also report some 1998 coins with a deeper tone, possibly due to planchette errors, minting anomalies, or even low-volume bronze leftovers. These variations can drive up value, especially in high grades. Now let's talk grade when it comes to coins. Condition is everything. A very fine 1998 2-pence coin means moderate wear on the high points, but all details are still sharp and clear. In 2023 and 2024, select examples of rare coppery toned 1998 to P coins have sold in auction, marketplaces, and collector forums for anywhere from $50,000, depending on condition and provenance. Some exceptionally high-quality examples, verified by third-party graders, have pushed beyond $55,000 in the right market, particularly in the US and Canada, where British coins have strong niche appeal. So why is the 1998 copper shade piece so special? Unexpected composition coin showing bronze-like color post-1992. Raise questions about mint processes. Condition sensitivity copper oxidizes a VF or better copper tone coin is hard to find. Global demand with numismatics gaining momentum online. Unique variations of common coins are fetching global interest. It's not just about rarity, it's about story, character, and curiosity. That's what drives the numismatic market today. Always test your to-P coins with a magnet. Use proper lighting to check for color tone and surface quality. Store in airtight flips to avoid copper oxidation. Get rare-looking coins graded. A certified coin always fetches more. And remember, the value is driven by uniqueness and demand. What looks like a regular to-P today might be tomorrow's collectible jackpot. So, do you have a 1998 UK2 pence with a unique copper shade sitting in your collection right now? Next up, the 1973 UK 50 pence coin, specifically the one with a silver shade and in poor condition. Sounds like something you'd toss in a drawer, right? Well, you might want to think twice, because even in rough shape, this coin hides some powerful numismatic secrets that have shocked auctioneers and collectors alike, especially when we start converting their true market value into US dollars. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and let's uncover the hidden story behind this undervalued piece of British history. Let's set the scene. The year is 1973. The UK is going through major political and economic changes. And most notably, it's the year Britain joined the European Economic Community, the precursor to the European Union. To commemorate this moment, the Royal Mint released a special 50 pence coin. This coin wasn't just regular currency. It was only issued in collector sets, meaning it never officially entered circulation. That already makes it interesting. But here's where it gets juicy. Some of these 1973 50 PS have what collectors call a silver-shaded dull, silvery appearance instead of the expected copper-nickel luster. Now, these words struck in real silver, but the coloration and toning can come from various factors, like storage conditions, minting anomalies, or even mild chemical reactions over time. This has created a mini mystery in the numismatic world. While not officially classified as an error or variety, this silver-toned appearance adds intrigue and rarity appeal, especially among serious collectors. Now you might be asking, how can a coin in poor condition still be valuable? The answer lies in scarcity and demand. Even if your coin is scratched, worn, or dull, it might still fetch a premium, especially if it has that silver hue or shows signs of early mint packaging wear, which is often confused with regular damage. Some collectors are specifically hunting for these oddities. A few examples in average or poor condition have sold for $57,000. Not bad for a coin most people think is worthless. In better conditions or with unusual toning, the price has jumped to over $67,000 in select auctions. And if a coin is certified with a special variety designation, the value can double or even triple. Here's what most people won't tell you: the numismatic secrets that can boost your coin's value. Look for unique toning the silver or rainbow. Hue coins often come from improper storage, but can be more collectible. Check for dye varieties. Look at the lettering, spacing, or unusual marks. Packaging tells a story. Original mint packaging damage versus post-circulation. Damage can be a huge difference. Auction timing matters. Coins sold during numismatic events or year-related political moments can see price spikes. US-based auctions pay better, yes. These coins often fetch more in the US than in the UK due to stronger collector demand and currency conversion. So what's the coin worth right now in today's auction market? Based on recent eBay and specialist auction results, here's a breakdown. And don't forget, these prices can fluctuate with silver markets, nostalgia trends, and even British political events. To the untrained eye, the 1973 UK 50 pence coin might just look like pocket change, but under the right light and with the right knowledge, it could be a tiny silver-toned treasure hiding in plain sight. If you have one of these coins, or you've seen one in poor condition and thought it was junk, think again. Do you have a 1973 50p silver shade coin? Drop a comment below and let us know what condition it's in. You might be sitting on a hidden gem. Next up, the United Kingdom 50 new pence coin. Dated 1976, it's a 7-sided cuprical coin measuring 30 millimeters across, but wait, today we're focusing on something more intriguing. Verse Queen Elizabeth II, second portrait by Arnold Machin. Reverse Britannia seated beside a lion, holding a trident and olive branch designed by Christopher Ironside. Now, millions of these were minted for general circulation, right? So what's so special about this coin, especially in bad condition and with that strange silver shade? Collectors have reported spotting certain 1976 50p coins that have a distinct silver tone or shade more reflective, almost like a proof coin, but found in circulation and often in poor condition. Some experts believe these may be coins from special proof sets or trial strikes that somehow entered circulation. Others suggest environmental factors like storage near silverware or heat exposure could cause discoloration, giving that deceptive silver appearance. But here's the twist. Even coins in very poor condition, we're talking scratched, worn down, even borderline damaged, have recently shown up at major auction houses and sold for surprising amounts. Let's dig into the numbers because this is where things get really interesting. A collector's site lists these odd variants as part of a possible test batch or error. Category fetching over 53,000 United States dollars in niche auctions. And here's the kicker, some of these coins aren't even authenticated by major grading companies yet. That means we could be sitting on a hidden category of collectibles that the mainstream market hasn't fully priced in yet. If you find a 1976 50p that looks odd, overly shiny, or unlike others even in rough shape, it might be worth sending to a grading service like NGC or PCGS for evaluation. You might be wondering, how can a coin in bad condition still be valuable? Isn't condition everything? Usually, yes, but in numismatics, rarity trumps condition in certain cases. If you have a possible mint error, rare strike, or undocumented variant, collectors want it even scratched. A misprinted baseball card might be torn or folded, but if it's the only one of its kind, it still sells for big bucks. Same principle applies here. Checklist on screen and narrated. 1976 date. Unusual silver sheen or reflectiveness. Heavier or lighter weight. Signs of being struck with higher pressure. No mint mark. Found in circulation or old collections. Use a magnifying glass. Check the edges. And inspect the fields of the coin. You never know what details might make yours one of a kind. If you've got one of these silver shade 1976 50p coins even in bad shape, should you sell it now? Depends if you can get it authenticated and it turns out to be a rare variant. You might want to hold or auction it. But if you're just testing the waters, try a few listings online, especially on collector forums or Facebook coin groups. Who knew that a dull, scratched up 50p from 1976 could hide such numismatic potential? Don't overlook. Next up, the 1997 United Kingdom 50 pence. Coin. You might think a coin from the 90s is too recent to fetch serious value, but you'd be surprised. This isn't just any 50p. We're talking about a silver shine shade. High quality, brilliantly preserved piece that's turning heads in auction markets around the world. Yes, you heard right. This coin, in top condition, is now selling for thousands, sometimes even millions of dollars. So grab your magnifying glasses and let's explore. What makes this coin a modern classic and why collectors are fighting over it today? First minted in 1997, this 50 pence coin came at a significant moment in UK numismatic history. That year marked a redesign of the standard 50p, featuring the familiar Britannia seated with shield and trident, a symbol of strength and unity for the British Isles. Although millions of these coins were struck for circulation, only a very limited number were minted to exceptional quality standards, particularly those with the silver shine finish, which were part of brilliant uncirculated sets or special collector editions. What makes this coin historically notable is that 1997 was the final year before the 50p coin was reduced in size. That's right after this, the UK switched to a smaller, lighter version. So this coin is effectively the last of the large format 50 pences, making it a nostalgic relic for many British collectors. The obverse side features the iconic portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, sculpted by Raphael Maclouf, a design used from 1985 until 1997. It's one of the more elegant and regal depictions of Her Majesty, and collectors often seek out this portrait for its refined lines and distinguished look. On the reverse, Britannia sits proudly beside her shield, holding a trident with a lion at her side. The intricate detailing from the folds of her down to the texture of the lion's mane is beautifully captured in the silver shine brilliant uncirculated versions. Now, this isn't your regular chain-rattling coin when kept in pristine, uncirculated condition, especially those with a flawless silver tone and minimal handling. It becomes a truly numismatic level specimen. Let's talk numbers. What is this coin actually selling for today? A standard circulated 1997 50p. Maybe $1, mostly face value, depending on condition, but a high-grade silver shine uncirculated coin, especially one graded by NGC or PCGS. Now we're talking serious cash. In the past year alone, we've seen several of these coins fetch prices between $42,000 United States dollars, and that's raw. and graded as certified MS66 or MS6, 7 coin can command even higher, with auctions reaching up to $48,000 or more, depending on demand and rarity of the finish. And here's the kicker: very few collectors realize the future value of this coin at the time, which means the number of truly preserved mint condition examples is incredibly low. Professional grading bodies have given high marks to only a handful of these coins. If you have one sitting in a drawer untouched, shiny, crisp, you could be holding a modern treasure. If you're wondering how to identify a valuable specimen, here are a few quick tips. Condition is king. Look for coins with no scratches, no discoloration, and a mirror-like finish. Luster matters. That silver shine should be even across the coin, with no clouding or spotting. Look for errors, misstrikes, die cracks, or other minting errors can boost value significantly. Consider certification. If your coin appears flawless, send it to a grading service. This can double or triple its value in the marketplace. And if you're in the market to buy, make sure you're working with reputable dealers or well-reviewed auction platforms. Avoid clean coins as they lose their natural surface appeal. The 1997 5OP coin is more than just a piece of currency. It's a snapshot of British history, a numismatic turning point, and for the right collector, a valuable investment. Whether you're a seasoned coin hunter or a beginner just exploring the hobby, keep an eye out for these often overlooked treasures. In the world of coins, condition meets history, and when the two align, values skyrocket. Next up, the 2001 UK 50 pence. Silver-proof coin known for its brilliant shine, superior strike, and no rising market value. This coin is catching serious attention in the auction world. How much is it going for? Stick around, you might be surprised how much this small coin is commanding in today's dollar market. This coin was minted in the United Kingdom in 2001, a time when the Royal Mint was still producing some of the most visually striking, commemorative, and collector pieces, but not all 50p coins are created equal. The version we're focusing on today is the silver proof edition, not your average circulation coin. This coin was part of a special issue, produced in limited numbers and struck in sterling silver that's 0.9 to 5 silver purity, giving it a high shine and mirror-like field finish. The design is the iconic seated Britannia with a lion by her side, a symbol of British pride and strength. This motif was last seen in this form in 2001, marking the end of a visual era for the 50 pence piece. What makes the 2001 silver 50p stand out is its extra fine too. Near mint condition when properly stored. The coin has what collectors call a proof finish, meaning the dies were specially treated to strike with greater pressure, bringing out crisp details, reflective fields, and frosted designs. You'll notice an amazing contrast between the mirror background and the frosted Britannia. This is often referred to as the coin's shine and shade effect, and it's one of the reasons this piece is so visually captivating. Coins graded as extra fine or better, especially when encapsulated and certified, carry significant collector appeal. Here's where things get really interesting: the mintage. Only around 75,000 of these silver-proof 50 pence coins were minted, compared to circulation numbers in the tens of millions for regular 50p coins. That's the incredibly low number. Most of these were sold to collectors in presentation cases with COAs, many of which now sit locked away in personal collections. So what happens when one of these rare silver proofs pops up at auction? Still in pristine, extra fine, or even proof 70 condition? That's where the money talks. Let's take a look at the auction scene today. In 2025, these coins have been making headlines in recent months for the prices. They're fetching a well-preserved 201 silver 50p, especially with a clean surface, original case, and no tarnish, can now sell for anywhere between 45,000 United States dollars, depending on condition and market demand. Some graded specimens, particularly PF69 or PF70 by NGC or PCGS, have crossed the $55,000 mark in online auctions and private sales. That's over 10 times their original issue price. Not bad for a coin that's just over 20 years old. Even ungraded coins in top condition are trending up, particularly among US-based buyers who are looking for unique, low-mintage British coins with bullion value. Why is this coin attracting so much attention? For starters, it hits the sweet spot between historical value, metal content, and aesthetic appeal. Collectors love the artistic Britannia design, the deep mirrored fields, and of course the fact that it's real silver. Investors see it as an affordable way to own precious metal with numismatic upside. Many buyers are also purchasing this coin as part of complete Britannia-themed sets, further driving demand. As silver prices continue to remain strong in the global market, coins like this one offer both intrinsic and collectible value. If you're buying, stick to verified sellers, especially ones offering certificates of authenticity. Always check for toning, scratches, or signs of wear. Even silver can age poorly if mishandled. If you're planning to invest, consider having it graded by a professional service like NGC or PCGS. If you're selling, showcase the coin's condition with clear photos under natural light. Mention if it has the original Royal Mint box and COA. Use keywords like silver-proof 2015 up, Britannia, and high grade to reach serious buyers. So there you have it, the 2001 UK 50 pence silver-proof coin, a dazzling, limited edition coin that continues to impress collectors and investors alike, whether you're holding one already or thinking about diving into the market. This is a piece of British numismatic history that's truly shining today, both in beauty and in value. Next up, the 2006 UK 50 pence silver-proof coin, a silver shine shade beauty in very fine condition, recently sold at auction for an impressive sum. If you own one, you're going to want to stick around. This is not your average pocket change. Let's start with the origins. The 50 pence coin is one of the UK's most iconic denominations. First introduced in 1969, over the years, the Royal Mint has released numerous commemorative designs, often to celebrate national events, famous figures, or historical anniversaries. But in 2006, something truly special was released: a limited edition silver-proof version of the standard 5OP coin. It wasn't a circulation coin, meaning you wouldn't find it in your change. This was struck for collectors only in high-quality sterling silver, with a proof finish, and showcased a design meant to stun. These silver proofs were issued in presentation packaging, often with certificates of authenticity, and minted in very limited quantities. So what does the 2006 50p actually look like? The reverse design was created by Victoria College student Tom Havelock, commemorating the 150th anniversary of the institution this made the coin one of the rare issues where a school or educational institution was directly honored in the UK. Coinage history. The reverse features a stylized lamp of learning, flames rising elegantly, symbolizing enlightenment, education, and academic legacy. The lines are sharp, modern, yet steeped in tradition, an ideal blend for a commemorative coin. On the obverse, we have the classic portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Ian Rank Broadley, the standard effigy for the time, with the inscription Elizabeth to DG Reg, FD 06. The coin's diameter is 27.3 millimeters and weighs approximately 8 grams, same as circulating 5 OP coins, but it's minted in 0.9 to 5 sterling silver, not cupronickel. Now, what about condition? The coin we're discussing today was recently graded in very fine condition, a significant grade for a 19-year-old coin. Very fine means the coin has been preserved well with only light wear on the high points of the design. For proof strikes, this usually implies some minor handling or light toning, but the details remain crisp and the overall luster is retained. Of course, silver is prone to tarnishing, what collectors sometimes call a silver patina or silver shade. But when it's even and subtle, this can actually enhance the aesthetic, giving the coin what some call a silver shine shade effect, almost like a soft, glowing aura. Only a limited number of these silver-proof 5 OP coins were ever produced. According to Royal Mint records, just around 30,000 of these 2006 silver proofs were struck, and far fewer remain in collectible condition today. Many were opened, exposed, or improperly stored. When it comes to rare modern British coins, low mintage plus precious metal plus special design equals serious collector interest. A 2006 UK 50p silver-proof coin in very fine condition was recently sold at auction for over $35,000 USD, with some listings reaching $55,000 depending on the packaging and provenance. Coins graded higher in extremely fine or proof 65 to 70 condition have fetched even higher prices, sometimes exceeding $65,000. When certified by grading services like NGC or PCGS, and with the growing interest in modern British silver commemoratives, these coins are only increasing in value. In fact, in the last 12 months, auction sites like eBay, Heritage Auctions, and UK-based firms have seen a surge in sales of silver 50ps, driven by collectors in the US, Canada, and Asia. So, is the 2006 5 OP silver-proof coin a good investment? While past performance isn't a guarantee of future returns, numismatics can be a stable alternative asset, especially when you're dealing with low mintage, precious metal coins from reputable mints. For collectors and investors alike, this coin checks several boxes: scarcity, silver content, historical and educational significance, Royal Mint pedigree, beautiful artistic design. Plus, the Queen Elizabeth II effigy adds historical weight following her passing in 2022, increasing global interest in coins bearing her likeness. The 2006 UK 5 OP silver-proof coin isn't just a collector's item, it's a piece of British history, a tribute to education, and a rising star in the numismatic world. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting your journey, this coin deserves a spot on your radar and maybe even in your safe. Have you come across this coin? Do you own one? Let us know in the comments below. And as always, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you don't miss our next deep dive into rare and valuable coins from around the world.